Let's take a look at problem 7 as a review. So Celeste needs to hire Eurydia to do some tractor work for her because of a recent flood on her land. And she charges $120 per hour for her work, and she works 9 hours to complete the work. How much did Celeste pay Eurydia for the work? Well, the first thing to do here is to figure out what categories do you need. And so for this problem, I went ahead and gave them to you. Cost per hour, hours worked, and total cost. And so we know that because, first of all, we're given $120 per hour, so we need a cost per hour. She worked a total of 9 hours, so we need to know how many hours were worked. So we're just giving labels to these values. That's the way you need to be thinking about these problems. And then the problem's asking us, well, how much did Celeste get paid? So we need some total cost or total pay or something to give some meaning to these values that we are entering and calculating. So we've got $120 per hour, so we type that in. 9 hours worked. Total cost. How do we figure that out? Well, we could take $120 and add it up 9 times. Or we could do the shortcut of addition, which is multiplication. And we could simply take the 120 times 9. So that's what we did here. $120 times the $9 per hour. B51 times C51. And enter. Now, problem 8 can be done in a similar fashion here. Max needs to hire Jaleesa to do some tractor work because of a recent snowstorm. Jaleesa charges $150 for her work, and she worked 14.5 hours to complete the work. So we can see that our categories are going to be similar. So we've got price per hour, we've got the number of hours worked, and then we need to know how much Max is going to get, or how much Jaleesa is going to get paid. So we can just simply take these and copy them. We can take this. In fact, I'll delete this and do it over again. So here's problem 8. Here's how we solved problem 7. So I can select it, right-click, copy, and then come down here, right-click, and paste. So this time, instead of $120 per hour, it is $150. So I'll type in the new cost per hour. Total hours worked is 14.5. How do we type that in a decimal form? 14. If you said 0.5, you would be correct. And there is our new total cost for tractor work, $2,175. Well, let's take a look at problem 9. Jocelyn recently went to Coastal in Klamath to purchase a 32-ounce container of an herbicide to help kill weeds in her garden. The herbicide cost $1.95 per ounce. How much did Josie pay for the container of herbicide? You will need these categories to solve the problem. So once again, we're given the categories that we need, so we can go ahead and type those in. I need to make column C a little bit wider. Place them in the center. Select them and put a border underneath them. Let's see what we can do here. 32-ounce container. 32. It costs $1.95 per ounce. So if I have 32 ounces and they're $1.95 for 1 ounce, what's the total cost? Once again, we could take $1.95 and add it together 32 times. Or we could do what? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. What's the shortcut for addition? Multiplication. $1.95, 32 times. Click what's in B57. Total cost then, $62.40. To make that a little easier to read, come on up, click the $sign. Now it looks more like a financial term or money. $62.40. Problem 10. You have these categories to put in. Let's see if we can do this. Select the text. Shortcut for copying is Control-C. There's our first category right there. Yes, we can. Now, it's taking up a little bit of space there, so what we can do is come up here and just make this a little bit wider. Gotcha. Okay. Now, once we have our headings, we can go ahead and start doing our calculations. So let's see what we can do here. So we have a 1-gallon container. We are given the fact that 1 gallon is equal to 128 ounces. So if we have a 1-gallon container and we've only purchased 1-gallon container, then how would we calculate the total ounces? That's right, multiplication. 1 gallon times 128 ounces. So that's our total ounces. What else is given to us here? Do we have enough to calculate the rest of this? Ah, we do. Total cost is given to us here. This 1 gallon container costs $160. Now, do we have enough information to calculate how much it would cost for just 1 ounce? We get 128 ounces for $160. But what if we just buy 1 ounce? How much for 1 ounce? Something times 128 ounces equals $160. What is the opposite of multiplication? That's right, it's division. So if we take this $160 and divide it by the amount that we're actually obtaining, the number of ounces in this case, this should tell us how much for 1 ounce. And there it is, $1.25 per ounce. And if our arithmetic is correct, it would follow then that 128 ounces times $1.25 for each ounce should equal a total of $160. Well, let's find out. Equal sign, 128 ounces times $1.25 per ounce. And there it is, $160. So that will conclude this video number 6, doing some whole number calculations using Excel.